like Widow play, this has been your map for it. Widow v Widow especially. And it does seem like the Charge are going to be real aggressive. Rio up top was looking for that drop down, but they spotted him out pretty quickly. We'll see if Happy can find angles here. So far, just giving up the free push on the cart. The Orisa has usually been pretty good on this point here. That her barrier covers the entire archway, which is super nice.
That's a big deal. Exactly, gives so much room to work with. If you're on the defense, Hunters, however, happen to find themselves on the offense. They don't get the benefit from the joy of a brilliant wall in front of them. Jinmu right now just going ham. 2 kills for him. Baconjack will get brought back to life, and so far, so good here for the Hunters. They are only now just getting challenged on the payload.
Yeah, was able to get a kill with the Sonic Arrow. Definitely saw that Hammond die. And now just a quick and easy push. It's been relatively even in terms of death, but on the other side of things, it's been resurrected. Jinmu just pumping through the damage, and now going to clear the card out with the aid of a dragon.
The Dragon's twin-linked nano has been used by Shu, but we are going to have the Hammond alive on the point, just going for a rodeo around the statues.
Done a good job of delaying, waiting for them to get back. It is 5v6 right now until the Sombra and Eileen is able to rejoin him. Not finding pay dirt there, and that should just wrap it up.
Yes.
Rio's gonna roll around and be a little bit annoying, maybe try to find a pick later, but just will give up his ghost on the Hammond. As it's time to regroup on defense, and a relatively clean offense from Jengdu. A very good opening. I haven't said Jinmu's name a lot, but that was some nice Hanzo play.
You're right, the Hunters have looked good on payload, on these payload maps. I mean, we had the hybrid earlier, Numbani, but now it seems like they've really got their game plan going. There wasn't a whole lot the Charge were capable of doing to stop them. So second point, this is going to be it.
Now Eileen has to hide. Baconjack used his ultimate, able to see through walls. Even invisible heroes are able to be seen through walls. So they're going to have to hold on a second. Happy, it's a nice shot, is punished for it. Trade 1v1. See if they can get in position to resurrect this.
Oh, buddy, that's awkward. Definitely do not want to be in the same room, close quarters with an angry Hanzo.
Or even a non-angry Hanzo. I've actually never seen him smile.
True, fair enough, fair enough. Good to point out. Rio just going to go ahead and chuck the mines in, start to put a little bit of pressure on the payload. Does manage to zip his way back to safety as well. Should be able to get topped up. That's only going to help that nano come up here for Shu, who is currently cranking it. But Elza just wrecking house right now.
How to turn a miss into a hit. Missed the actual stick, threw it through the doorway, ended up picking up the kill anyway. Nice kills here, and it's been really impressive. EMP has to be a big deal. Comes in, but he's the only one there right now. Happy able to pick off from a distance, though. 2 kills for the Charge.
Counter EMP, but the sound barrier is there, offering sufficient protection to keep them alive and happy right now. There it is, the headshot on Baconjack. He did manage to get the res off. People tell managed to get the res off on Emin.
The interesting thing about Happy and why I think he's such a good Widow v Widow is he's never really looking to take the Widow v Widow. It's almost like a nuisance.
Yeah.
He's looking to shoot other people. He's like, oh, that Widow's going to shoot me if I don't deal with it. Pop, back to work.
Back to work. And right now, I mean, this feels like work right now for the Charge. Not as clean as the 2 maps that we have seen them win. On this map in particular right now, it is a real struggle for them.
Yeah. It's a little less coordinated, but they are getting the individual kills that they need here. This should be a defensive hold, and now they're going to be able to reposition themselves on high ground. Eileen able to get a nice late kill onto Baconjack, and now they're going to be in a forward position. You're going to have a Hammond on the high ground, a Tracer's going to be scouting around back, Sombra's going to be messing with everybody up front, so Happy's going to know where his target's going to come into sight lines, and that's without wall hacks.
Yeah, Baconjack just going for it immediately, though, and guess who's going to get popped in the side of the head? It's Eileen. Instantly giving it up, and that's going to put Eileen in a bit of a tight spot, doing a good job of surviving for now, and that has delayed Elza and Baconjack in terms of positioning.
He probably wins that fight if Baconjack doesn't show up, because he just hacked Tracer, and she's useless without her abilities. Meanwhile, as it stands, even fight, 3 people hacked on the Charge.
3 people, can they survive it? Oh, the pick, Baconjack finding Shu, and we've lost the back line now for the Charge. That's certainly not going to help things. Another Dragon going charging in, but 3 kills right back at the Hunters is going to slow things down. And it's looking like the Charge, oh, they're not going to make it. Rio trying to hang out on the point, gets picked off.
So you can win this 1v1. Happy able to win the melee fight.
There you go.
I told you, best Widow v Widow. I didn't say you guns, you know?
Yeah, that's the thing. Widow, just Widow winning against
Sniper,
Widow,
fisticuff, either way.
Now they've got some time here to work with. 3 minutes on the clock for the Hunters to push forward for the 3rd point. Elsa taking time. Eileen now just gonna, get the hack off. Nicely done.
Teams have stuck on their compositions for the most part, which on Dorado can, you can change compositions a lot here because high ground comes in different, 3rd point feels very different than 1st point, but teams just comfortable on these heroes. They've got a plan. It's just all been about execution here. It's been relatively even. And yes, this payload's pushed pretty far, but at not the blazing fast pace that it was going early on in the 1st push. It's only been 24 kills to 21 in favor of the Hunters.
In favor of the Hunters, exactly. And it just seems like the Hunters right now are managing to win out some of these fights, and then the Charge, they get it to come together in that one moment to stumble them. They are doing a good job of burning time, and this is a very difficult bend to get around with the spawn so close behind. Eileen, though, EMP only going to connect with the 1, and Jin was able to hide as well, so he will survive. We lose Ibiltal at least.
All right, so they have switched up their composition now, and you've got Rio on a Reinhardt. This makes a little more sense for the last point where there's not all that many great perches and drop down and swing patterns for your Hammond, so a little more traditional. Gonna set up the shields. Got an Ana and Happy on the Brigitte, so a much more sustain heavy composition. So this is representing kind of a triple-triple, but it's a variation because you still run a DPS hero or a damage dealer, almost even a utility hero in Sombra.
Bit of the jack of all trades on both sides of things. That EMP right now, fairly valuable. Progress getting made. Once again, up to the bend. A minute on the clock, just a bit more than for the Hunters to get 3 points on Dorado. And well, now it's going to be getting in here. Rio all charged up, looking to swing a hammer into somebody's face, but he just can't seem to find a target. Doesn't want to overextend into the hallway, but buying valuable time.
Well, Shu should be able to get massive value out of this Ana because much like the Dallas game we just saw, there's nothing to stop him from throwing anti-nays and hitting darts and doing anything. No D.Va on the other side of the field to slow him down, yet the Hunters continue to push.
Nice hack there, exactly, opens it up, and now the Hunters, 40 seconds. Could be the thing here once again for the Charge where they're able to hold it until the last second and then everything falls apart and the Hunters could find success. Sub 30. We're approaching the mark now. Charge are rezzing up. They're running back in, but a great grab. Throw down. Eileen does manage to snake it, though, and get onto the payload, so no progress made, despite the grab getting thrown in and trying to keep the Charge off of the point.
Shu is an absolute hero. He was on high ground on the bridge away from his team, and he got pressured out, able to sleep who was ever pressuring him, pump heals into the cart, stay alive. It might be just that play that allows him to stop the cart before its final destination.
Eventually, they'll find Baconjack. Yep. There it is. Keo just has to commit the trance, get a body on the payload. He's got Ibiltal as well, washing his back. And now the EMP to open it up. Fairly solid one. 4 players silenced on the Charge's side. Eileen still hanging in here. He's going to get topped back up again. And now it's a matter of buying time. Hotba getting hacked individually. And there's the sound barrier getting thrown in here by Chara. Every ult is getting thrown in as Shu is doing everything he can to get the boost as fast as possible. If he can get that online, things could turn in the Charge's favor, but the Hunters right now are looking good.
Eileen's got to stay alive. He's very close to an EMP. Happy's going to get rally and hit it immediately. EMP comes out as well. It's just time to slam Q if you got him.
Get into this fight. There's the trance. All of the fun getting thrown in with these ults. It's the never-ending battle. Hotba eventually getting it. And there it is, the self-destruct. Hotba is gone. Yet another EMP getting thrown in here by Baconjack. Against Blackjack. I mean, he is trying to maul somebody upside the head right now. It is Happy who is going to get backed up against the wall with the shield.
This entire map has been this way. There's been no clean fights. It's been a scrap fest all throughout. And I believe that is where the payload will end. That last bit of fighting, you're just waiting to watch 90%, 95. I've got ultimate, bam, it's out. I don't care what's happening. We're slamming this ultimate and we'll count it up at the end.
That's exactly it. Replay of the chaos here.
Yeah, this is Shu on the low ground earlier, but like I said, there wasn't an Ana to really contest him. He's hitting darts, he's doing healing, finds a way to just sneak in some damage there as well, but he was on the bridge above after his team had lost a couple. I believe it was the Sombra who found him. Someone was trying to pressure him out, just casually, sleep dart. I'm busy, sweetheart, all right? I got things to do down here. I will talk to you later. Take a time out. Was able to keep his team alive, ended up with that kill. It was a really great Ana play.
7 enemies slept. Some of them high value, clearly. So, because sometimes, you know, you hit Hammonds, you know, it's just like, he's huge. You can't not hit him, but...
Well, he also died the least amount of times. Both on us played pretty well, actually. So, very impressive display. One of my favorite healing heroes. All right, so we're not going to go to a second round of Dorado. If the Hunters want to force a map 5, they must stop the payload from getting to where they just pushed it. The most straightforward of map objectives to understand.
There it is. Done. You see the white rectangle of victory, but it'll be right in front of the third point. So pretty much you have to finish the map here.
Yeah.
Charge, you got your work cut out for you. We'll see if you're able to move across the map as quickly, or at least to that first point, as quickly as the Hunters did on their offensive side.
Super even map. Kill counts. Hunters 32, Charge 33.
Very even, but that has been the theme of this match. Now Charge, happy he has gone straight to the Widow. We got Baconjack on the other side. Again with the double sniper here approach from Hunters. Really wanting to stick to having that Hanzo there to take advantage of the high ground, exactly. That mobility that is granted from his ability to run up walls. And well, that's a fairly horrible sound. Eileen has copped it.
Well, that will haunt me in my dreams the rest of my days.
Brutal, brutal.
Being held onto the point by this double sniper composition, the high ground in complete control of the Hunters. Seems like the Charge want to try to find a big rotation. They've got the tanks to pressure down the Hunters, or the snipers on the Hunters, and there it is. Rio does find Baconjack. Happy taken out on the other side, so both Widows down. I don't think they're going to allow this resurrection, though. That Mercy's not in a great spot.
Oh, fantastic. What a timing for the boost. Immortal's out of it. He's got to take a nap now. Fair enough. That's a perfect sleep coming in here from Kyo. But the damage is done with the Mercy out of it. Still, can they get any progress here on this payload, finally?
It's really good tank coordination there. Hotba actually ended up in the kill feed on that Mercy after he's being chased down by the Winston. Just solid communication there. But a pretty decent first hold. We're not even at Archway. So Chengdu is taking the right approach here. Make him earn every inch. You have to stop him on defense or your set is over.
Rio perhaps getting just a bit too happy there. Like, he was expecting to get some support, it seems, but unfortunately for him, Kyo was dead. There was no long-range heals. He was just a goner.
Well, Baconjack's in an ace spot, or he was. He gave it up to get a little bit better angles, but there's a really far back bridge on this map, which is above where he is now. That right there. Thank you, Baconjack. Right, IQ. Totally scripted. And he's going to sit back there and not be pressured. It's hard for tanks to get over there unless they flank. The best answer to it in last season was sending a Genji over the wall or your own Widowmaker.
Right, exactly. Your own Widow, even Hanzo, all the options. Just mainly, you set up shop, you hit headshots. Elza, just keeping that body on the payload. Now this is going to be tough here for the Charge to work their way through. If Eileen could somehow find a massive EMP, but they're so spread out now, the Hunters, so it's hard to get that money EMP that wipes out half the team. And
there's also a danger if you try to get back here at EMP, the moment you decloak, you could get headshot.
Yeah. Possible entirely, and well, there you go, Baconjack.
I'm sorry, I'm just not gonna call anything from now on out.
I mean, you know, you got Bacon.
Curse that one.
He gets the grapple up there.
He wasn't cloaked. It wasn't cloaked there. Just got domed. This is a great first defense. We're getting down to it. There's only a minute left. The Charge have been banking ultimates, maybe on purpose, maybe because they're getting shot before they can use them. But it's time to go. 1 minute left. EMP comes out.
Can't wait for that perfect scenario. Well, there we go. Eamon gets lit up immediately. Jinmu finds. Well, death at the hands of a pulse bomb. It's looking like they will finally start making some progress here. The sleep on Baconjack as well. Shoo. Okay then.
Yeah, that's not the way you want to wake up.
At least it was quick.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that sounds like a pleasant way to die. You're getting jumped on by a gorilla. Hold on, fight continues. Dragon comes through the door. It's not over yet. A boosted Hammond on the point. Happy's able to take down his Elsa, though. See, I mean, swinging around the Rosie usually helps.
Oh, nice Res gets off in time. Nick of time there. And another sleep.
It's not going to matter. So earlier you could tell we were hungry. Now you can tell I might be a little sleepy.
They just keep taking dirt naps right now. Just hanging out. But we will have the Charge continuing forward now. We'll see if they can keep it together. Finding a little bit of life, a little bit of... Yeah, look at that long range. Let's go, boys. 6 sleep in the end.
Yeah, he's had a Really good map so far. 17 eliminations, 3 final blows, only 3 deaths for him as well. Doing over 10,000 healing per 10 minutes.
He's a monster, but it's so fun to see Ana just because of the mechanics involved.
I mean, it's doubling his Lucio's healing output.
Yeah. No, he's a monster. He is a monster. Minefield is there. Just creating a little bit of space, a little bit of room. Happy trying for the pulse. Not going to find the shot, unfortunately.
Didn't quite get there. Thought it might have stuck. Was not the case. Here comes the nano boost, though.
2 minutes on the clock, though, now for the charge. Not a whole lot of time. These need to be clean fights, and they can't really let the Hunters contest. But getting through this archway can be a nightmare sometimes. So they're going to have to find it right now. Jinmu with the dragon, dropping out of the sky straight into the back line. Show doesn't survive. Papa, you can't dematrix it.
It was a beautiful dragon, even if it didn't kill anybody, because it corralled them to right where the rest of his team was. Zoning ultimates are a real thing. He zoned them right to where his team was. The only escape was through the flames of the dragon, and that was no escape except unless you wanted to go back to spawn. And we're in a tough situation yet again. A minute and change left on the clock. Charge looking to extend Dorado, or we're going to map number 5.
Yeah, and then we're going to get into the territory of the charge, unless the Hunters have warmed up sufficiently. It was the first map after all, you know, a little jitters perhaps, but the Hunters definitely looking like a different beast right now. Baconjack still looking for this duel. And well, now 45 seconds on the clock here for the charge. They're patient right now. They're trying to build up some ultimates. Shu's got the boost online, so Rio could potentially get up to a primal very quickly.
EMP jumps in over top. Surprised that the self-destruct has not been following the EMPs. They've been saving it, trying to really get value out of their ultimates, but meanwhile, you're losing too.
You're losing too. This is just brutal at this point. Eileen now the next target. Just get in here, and yep, Shu is gone as well, so you're holding on to the ults, but now you're going to have sub 20 seconds to get in here and take a fight. You're going to have to use these ults. I mean, Jinmu could just chuck a dragon out here right now and buy even more time.
We'll say Happy gets very low as well. They should be able to touch. They've got the Diva in position. Hotba's going to get in there, so one last fight. Ultimate advantage in favor of Charge, but Dragon on the cart zones them out.
Dragon on the cart, giving ground just a little bit. They're going to be able to make their way through, however, and Rio now straight up on high. Self-destruct chucked up there as well. Not going to find a target, but Rio finds Evil Talon. That's big. Chara decides to commit with the sound barrier as well, just trying to make his team a little bit more resilient. And in the meantime, Rio is going to force the trance out of Kyo to keep him alive.
Hotba out of mech, out of the fight. It is scrappy as this map's been all game, but that might be the tipping point as Elsa takes down 2. Who likes Nepal? Chengdu likes Nepal. That is going to be our map 5 in this nail biter.